What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash. Come back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's movie review time, and this week for M3GAN. And this movie I looked forward to seeing in the new year. Technically, this is the first film of the new year for me to watch. Now, bringing it back to when I initially came across this actual film is when I saw the trailer off of social media, and I was just like, first off, seeing as some sort of doll, those eyes, a little creepy. So I definitely was intrigued once a trailer dropped, and I'm gonna tell you, that trailer left an impression on me. Now, mind you, this is through Blumhouse. This is, of course, directed by Gerard Johnstone. I know the screenplay was written by Akilah Cooper. She also did Malignant, so I was very intrigued with how the overall story would be, centered around, hence from the trailer, a little bit of an idea what we were dealing with. Now, we have two particular main characters, of course, Allison Williams, who plays Gemma. She's a roboticist, I'm saying that correctly, and her niece, who ends up being in a very tragic car accident, loses both her parents, so she has to live with her aunt. This is the girl who plays Katie, played by Violet McGraw, and we kind of set it up where we're dealing with Gemma, who is all about her work. She's trying to build something new, something her boss, who's at times very high strung and annoying, name's David, and two of her co-workers that are trying to come with something, but then dealing with other types of toys, and she's trying to work on some sort of prototype, spending extra money, this and that and other and all that, but mind you, doing it on the low. Now you're seeing that things kind of have changed for a moment, where it shifted when she's put in contact to know what has happened to her sister, her husband, and she's left to take care and be the guardian to her niece. Now with that, her niece is dealing with, excuse me, having to be uprooted. Her aunt not knowing how to do this because, of course, as you see in the trailer, she's like, I don't even know how to take care of my plants, let alone a child, but having to find a way to figure it out. Now, with that, she definitely has moments where you see her trying to be some sort of a guardian parent, but she's kind of falling a little short. But then she kind of shows her things that she's working on, and she becomes intrigued. She's like, oh, if you had this working, this, then I wouldn't there wouldn't never be another need for me to have another toy. And it brings her back to a moment where she was working on some sort of prototype that was pushed from her boss to be stalled, and it revives her to do it. And that's when we see a scene where she's presenting it to her boss, and she uses her niece to showcase it, and that's when we see in the trailer M3GAN. Now with M3GAN, you get to see her engage Katie, and the way it's set up is she's supposed to be, of course, a friend, definitely a playmate, at times teaching her things as you see throughout the movie, but the last one that seems to be the most effective throughout the film is her protector. Now I will say, not to give anything away, there are definitely some scenes, even though you see a little bit of a hint here and there of what certain things happen in the actual trailer that happens in the movie. There's a few scenes, and not too many, but just enough that let you know the danger that M3GAN can cause to anyone that shows any harm towards Katie. And I will tell you, there's some scenes you're dealing with, a very annoying, neighbor, and her pet, and then you're dealing with her trying to set up, because she was getting homeschooled, but then she's like, I want to send you to an alternative school. You deal with some of the kids, who have, probably, certain creative outlets, whatever, and all that. But of course, Katie's gotten very close to M3GAN that she doesn't. But of course, you see it, and you see a scene in the trailer of the young boy who's kind of starts, to be intrigued with, the toy, but then gives off the bully vibe. And I don't really need to say that you see the trailer, but needless to say, you can tell that Gemma starts to notice something is a little bit off. And then the way M3GAN sometimes acts when they're talking and engaging, or she'll say something, or the way she'll kind of come off in her tone. And I'm just like, little snide, little comment here, or a little quick little, being short with a response back to Gemma. And I'm like, a little something going on there, with her, is that she's, knowing that she's calibrating at times, or doing this and learning this. Or when she was dealing with a moment, thinking about her parents and, losing her, her mom and dad, and not remembering certain moments, that would probably bring a smile to her face. And there are moments where M3GAN was able to help her get past that. But in the end, M3GAN, oh no, she's just, she was a threat all around. And if anyone, even Gemma came between her and Katie, she was not here for it. I love the scenes where you see her, get upper hands, and when you definitely see the scene in the trailer of the little dance sequence and all that, and, certain people, coming up across her and her having a weapon, and just, oh my gosh, she was a terror. Definitely creepy. in the instance. Like I said, the eyes just, oh my God. And there was so many scenes in regards to before a situation happened where she was involved. Those daggone eyes always found a way to kind of look to the side or look up or whatever, and before you know it, she's causing, just wreaking havoc everywhere. I definitely enjoyed it. I liked overall the movie. I like the setup where they didn't make it where it was just all about, okay, what does M3GAN do? Definitely giving us a little bit of a background on dealing with how Gemma was really about her work. She wasn't really doing what she needed to do. You're dealing with a child who had a traumatic experience, and she just doing a bare minimum. She's making M3GAN do all the work. When you see another scene where somebody's brought in to, check, on Katie, and she's having to have a conversation where it has to do with, like they say, is attachment therapy, and I'm glad it kind of slightly addressed it. It wasn't just straight into, let's make it about, M3GAN, and somebody said something wrong, whatever, and all that, would she do something, whatever. We wanted a little bit of back end where Gemma needed to rise to the occasion, and you clearly see that, probably say the middle of the film, and definitely in the third and final act of the film. I love how the scenes, fight sequences with M3GAN, interacting with some other characters, and then also definitely with scenes with Gemma, played by Allison Williams, and definitely with Violet McGraw. I liked a couple of scenes towards that final act that was really, really good. I definitely did enjoy this. I wasn't sure how they were going to do this, because if you see in the trailer how she is so high tech, what is it they can do to get, over on her, to shut her down, so to speak, indefinitely. And I like the way, and overall, the way they did the story at the end, how they did that. And I thought it was done very well, because I was just like, okay, we really need to see how they're going to figure this out, because she was truly a force at times to be reckoned with. But again, definitely good. I liked this one truly a lot. Now, rating out of 10, I'll give it about an 8. I keep thinking, could they? No. The way this was done, no need, honestly, for another one. This one is just straight to the point, short and sweet. There's no need for a sequel, but you never know. Hence how they did Child's Play with Chucky. So you never know. So, but yeah, I will say this: there's something that does happen in the film that can leave open interpretation, even though we didn't see what happens to follow through in regards to this particular prototype. That's all I will say. So again, you never know. But again, definitely enjoyed this one. Love the casting, love the story. So with that said, you guys, comment below if you all got a chance to see it. I would love to know some of your thoughts about how you feel about the film. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next movie review. You guys take care.